Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Jules and welcome to the Conscious Sleeping course. This is going to be roughly half an hour of me talking about sleep, basically, broadly speaking, and how to sleep properly, how to lucid dream, how to stay asleep, and then ultimately how to wake up in a good state. So, hopefully my throat doesn't get sore for this episode. I should be able to do it because I did 41 minutes yesterday on my Dark Night of the Soul course, but my throat was really sore. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to shoot this today because I'm talking while the traffic's going past and it exhausts my throat. Anyway, so basically the first thing you need to know is conscious sleeping. What does that even mean? So conscious means it's spiritual, so it's also like psychological and biological and etymological, but it's basically spiritual when it comes down to all of it. Being aware, being conscious. You're conscious right now. It's the one thing you can't deny. I am the one thing that cannot be denied. You are. You exist. So basically, where you exist, okay, so, and this is awareness, and this awareness can be here during no matter what's happening on the outside. It's the only thing that's constant. Everything else is changing. Your thoughts are changing, your words are changing, your body's changing, the world's changing, everything's changing. Impermanence is the nature of reality, and this awareness pervades all of it and sees all of it. But I won't go into pervadance today because that's a different topic. But basically, where am I going to go? Let's go this way. Yeah, so look. So this consciousness you can be conscious of the present. You have two things you can be conscious of. The mind, so thought the mind is one thought at a time. Identification with mind is ego. And coming out of the dream of ego is spiritual awakening. And so when people say conscious in spiritual circles, they mean being conscious and staying in the moment, not the mind, but also being conscious, but being like positive, being smart, being funny, being attract just like all the positive qualities on the inside that you think you need to develop on the outside, that actually come from removing all the obstacles in the way of them, which comes from meditation. But basically, so when you say conscious, I mean spiritual conscious. Like, spiritual consciousness is really the only consciousness that is. But some people have the idea that it comes from the mind, it comes from the brain, consciousness, but really there's the idea that consciousness comes from there's the idea that the brain is like an antenna and it taps into it. Anyway, it's weird. Just know that there's this world is multi-dimensional. It's not just 1, 2, 3 dimensions. There's an infinite, really, I guess, amount of dimensions. And so many things can happen. Things you won't believe, conspiracies, but I'm not here to teach you about conspiracies. So, conscious, and then sleeping. Pretty straightforward. So conscious sleeping means the best way that you can possibly sleep, really. Okay, so let's get into it. How do you have conscious sleeping? Okay, well, being conscious means being conscious of consciousness, and that is the art of putting your attention onto the present moment, and that deep enough silences the mind and leads to what is called meditation. Meditation is being conscious of consciousness, and when you're a conscious person, you're someone who meditates, whether you're aware of it or not. A lot of people are just really conscious and they're not aware of it. They're Christian, for example, and I'm getting a bit sidetracked, but I just got to finish this thought. Christian people are pretty conscious, bro, like, because they have this faith, this unshakable faith, and faith is one of the strongest techniques there are. So they believe so strongly in Jesus. They have so much faith in Jesus and God that they kind of live a good life. But you can also be Christian and not be very conscious. That's why meditation is a must, because it brings because it's what works. It's what works in life, really. It gets you everything. But that's a story for another time as well. I got a lot of videos I got to shoot. So basically, conscious sleeping. Okay, so if you want to, so let's talk about getting to sleep. So conscious sleeping is about a meditator's path to sleeping. Because if you're not a meditator, but you only meditate to get to sleep, it's not going to go as fast and as well and sustainably as it could if you meditate during the day in your day-to-day life as mindfulness and formal meditation. So yeah, so there's formal meditation, and then there's mindfulness, which is in your day-to-day life, you're just looking around, you're sharpening the senses, okay? So you look, you listen, you slow down, you breathe, you feel the inner energy, feel the body, you feel your footfalls on the ground. There's so many different things you can do. Ultimately, they all lead to the same place, which is just consciousness of the absolute moment and everything within that moment. Yeah, so conscious sleeping, how do you get this? So the best thing is you need to meditate during your day. This actually contributes towards better sleep. Okay, so meditating during the day contributes to better sleep. So that's step number one to good sleep. Do formal meditations at least once a day for at least 20 minutes in the morning or at night, or whenever you want. Doesn't really matter when it is. But eventually you want to get to the point where you're silent all day. Not just present, but silent. I can go into that, but okay, fuck it, I'll go into it. So there's basically there's visual thoughts and there's audible thoughts. These are two different things. They're both minds, they're both imagination, they're both time, they're both future and past. But you can be in one and out of the other. So let me explain. When it comes to okay, so first, the step one is where most people on the planet, I mean the planet's more positive than negative, but the people who are negative, there's more of them than there are the positive people, but the positive people are so positive it brings the average up. So most people are in this, they're kind of sleepwalking through life. They're just conscious enough to not bump into things. So they're in the mind. So they're thinking, they're dreaming, they're in La La Land, they're thinking of the future or the past. Basically, it can be a combination. Sometimes it can get real messy. Yeah, so they're doing that and they're not really present in their day-to-day life, which means they're not going to live their dream life because they don't have enough time, because they're wasting it dreaming instead of living. Fuck, let's go down here. Shit, there's a car. Fuck. Excuse my language. Alright, so yeah, so you can be thinking and not really present in the moment. You can dissolve visual thought and be in this realm here in the present moment, but still be in the background having audible thoughts. And then if you start looking and breathing, okay, you kind of combine the two, you start to enter, or there's other ways, but that's one way. You start to become silent. I'll do another video on how to meditate. Like, I'll do a meditation masterclass, which I'm going to do before the end of this year. So that'll come around soon, and you'll have everything you need to meditate successfully. It's basically just 2 to 5 seconds of silence as many times in a day as you can. But anyway, so basically what you want to do, so you start in the moment. You can be, okay, so out of the moment, okay, in the mind, in the moment, but still thinking words in the background. Or you can be silent, completely silent, which is you're fully in the moment and there's no thought whatsoever. So this is what you want to do. So do that in your day-to-day life, and then when you go to sleep, it's going to be a lot easier because you've built up that momentum of presence, or momentum of consciousness, and momentum of awareness, momentum of meditation, momentum of mindfulness. Yeah, so you're going to have momentum, so that when you do go to bed, it's going to be that much easier to not think and just fall asleep instead of get caught in your head. The reason you're not sleeping well is because you're thinking. That's the only thing. Thinking is the only thing in the way between you and you and sleeping well. So you do this, you start a meditation practice, and you do formal, if you can't do formal meditation, just do mindfulness during your day-to-day life. Eventually you'll actually grow a taste for meditation so much that you'll want to do the formal one. I use mindfulness and meditation interchangeably. They're both synonymous, but I do like to make a distinction between the two, but sometimes I make that error, or not error, but yeah, I make that distinction. I say that anyway. Alright, and then what you want to do is same technique to get to sleep, okay? Some people say you like fake it till you make it, and that's like the whole thing of life, you just fake it till you make it. That can work, for sure. That can work if you have faith in it. But it's not the ultimate. You're going to have to let go of that eventually. And this is the thing about techniques. You got to let go of them eventually. Alright, so in your day-to-day life, you meditate, you go to bed, you close your eyes, or just before you close your eyes, keep them open, settle yourself, relax the body, start breathing, feel the inner energy field of the body, okay? Which is, hold your arm out, close your eyes, ask yourself, how do I know my arm's there? I can feel it. That's the inner energy field of the body. You intensify that indefinitely and you spread it throughout your whole body. And that tingling sensation turns into a vibration, turns into a feeling, turns into this like static in a good way. Good static. Like all throughout your body. Alright. So, you do that before bed. And then you close your eyes, get comfortable, close your eyes. And if you have a fan on, that can actually be really helpful, because it's kind of like a meditational landmark. It can help you get to sleep because you've got something to focus on, and you need something to focus on to meditate. Basically, it's a focus on different objects. That's basically meditation in essence, focusing on different objects. So you close your eyes and you meditate, and then you go to sleep way easier. But if this doesn't work, you just need to persevere. There's no shortcut to this shit. You just got to do the work. Anything of value takes time, and it'll be worth it because life is short, so it goes quick anyway. So I'm not making too much eye contact here. It's probably more engaging if I make more eye contact. So basically, and do baton gesturing, which is where you move your hands to the rhythm of when you're speaking. It makes it more engaging. Anyway, just a little tip for you. Public speaking tip. Or if you're on a podcast or something, you want to do that. Anyway, and you'll be on a podcast probably in the next decade if you stick to your dreams and you become really good at certain. What way should I go? I'm really going to go all the way up this hill. Anyway, let's do it. Okay, and then while you're asleep, what you can do is you can lucid dream. So you can the power of lucid dreaming is crazy, guys. Like, you can do anything. You can ask spiritual questions. You can ask them to show you God. You can ask him. That's what I did. It was amazing. But I asked you, so lucid dream. So what you do, you get your arm, you pinch it in your day-to-day life, and you ask yourself, am I dreaming? Pinch, am I dreaming? Every 10 minutes, every half an hour, every hour at least. Set an alarm, pinch your arm, am I dreaming? Then you'll go into your dream. There's different techniques. There's another one is holding your hands out in front of you before bed, have the light on, hold your hands up. Brody, look at your hands, look down at your hands, and say, in my dreams I'll see my hands and realize I'm dreaming. In my dreams I'll see my hands and realize I'm dreaming. And in your dreams you'll see your hands and realize you're dreaming. So they'll pop up, and you'll become lucid, and you'll be dreaming, but conscious that you're dreaming. And this is how you do conscious sleep, because you're conscious while you're sleeping. Even though that's not entirely exactly what it means. It's one of the definitions of it. So basically you do that to so you pinch your arm, and then in your dream you'll pinch your arm, and then you'll become lucid. And then in the dream, what you can do, your imagination is the limit. You can do anything in lucid dreams. I mean, I haven't tried this, but I mean, I asked to show me God, and I was basically it was just my face like smiling, but like infinitely, and it was just getting better and better and better. I couldn't smile anymore, but the happiness was going up. It's just, and I felt like I was falling up, which is a definition that, which is also what Shinzen Young says enlightenment is like. It's like you're falling up. So I've experienced that, and I know I'll get there. So I've also seen heaven. Had many realizations. I've seen heaven like in life, not in my dreaming, in the waking state they call it. Yeah, so alright, so now you know how to prepare for sleep, how to get to sleep, how to lucid dream. And if you have any insights, trust me, write them down. Like, get your phone out, get notes, get a pen and paper, whatever you have to do to get that shit down, because you will not remember it. Trust me. Like, you'll go, oh, I'll remember that easy. Every single time it fails. So write that. If you have insights, write them down, go to sleep. One of the best ways to get insights is to do a practice that is deliberately against, like, not trying actively to get insights, and then will come. So do a formal meditation. All this stuff will start to come up, and then you write it down, go back to your meditation, and another thing will come up. Or so you can do like meditation, or you can just like go to sleep with something that you're excited about, and then all these things will come. And then you won't sleep, and then you'll have to go to sleep eventually. You'll have to put down the pen and paper and just decide to go to sleep, because you'll realize you'll stay awake forever if you just keep writing these ideas down. So alright, so that's, and then when you wake up during the night to go to the bathroom or whatever, start your meditation practice again, walk into the toilet, start your meditation on the toilet, continue to meditate while you walk back, and then getting to sleep is the same thing. You just meditate, focus, so close your eyes, start to breathe, relax your body, get comfortable, and listen to the fan, or listen to the sound of your own breath. If there's nothing there, there's always something. So if there's nothing there, basically, I can go into that and completely contradict that, but I won't right now. So what you want to do is, so you breathe, and listen to something. So listen to your breath, or listen to whatever it is, as long as it's an object in this meditation space, which is life. You'll get to sleep, and then waking up is a matter of, sometimes it's weird. So sometimes it's best to, as soon as you wake up the first time, to get up straight away. How do you wake up in a good state? You sleep well by meditating, and lucid dreaming as much as you can, and raising your vibration in your lucid dreams by learning about things. You can ask what is chi. You can read the book by Robert Wagner, Lucid Dreaming, which is all about that. He's been lucid dreaming his whole life. I know how he's not enlightened. Because what I haven't tried is, because I don't really, as much as I talk about this stuff, I know better, but I don't really lucid dream. But I'm trying to get into it. I just got a lot of stuff on, and I've got excuses basically. But what was I saying? I'm not lucid dreaming at the moment, but in a dream, I'm sure you could ask, like, what's it like to be enlightened, or give me a satori, or this is the thing, bro. What you do, the technique is you go into the lucid dream, you look up at the sky, and you call something out. And the interesting thing is, people who, in Robert Wagner's book, Lucid Dreaming, in his interviews, he talks about other people asking the same question in the dream and getting the same answer, which means there's certain things that connect us at a deep level. Like, you could ask to do ayahuasca in a dream. You can do anything. I don't think people realize how much lucid dreaming just by itself can change the world. We can ask you questions about governments. We can ask you questions about policies and laws and global issues that we can solve, and what would God say, and all this. You can do anything. The imagination's your limit. It's true. I'm really underplaying it, but it's in the future, it's going to be a must, and it's going to change the world. So But meditation gets you there, really. I mean, it doesn't have to, but no, it doesn't have to, actually, that's wrong. But it probably makes it easier because you're like more, I don't know, anyway. So yeah, so you wake up in a good state. There's different ways to wake up. So you can wait until you can go back to sleep, which is fine. It's just sometimes you wake up and you're just like, bam, you're awake. And you're like, you got full of energy and you're just like fucking killing it. That's probably the best way to wake up. But if you got work, obviously you got to wake up. So it's kind of hit and miss. But if you want to increase your chances of waking up well, you got to have a good sleep. And to have a good sleep, you got to get the proper REM sleep, REM, rapid eye movement sleep, which is like the deep sleep. Entering like the delta brainwaves. There's like gamma, beta, alpha, delta, and I think there's another one. But basically, yeah, you need to have proper sleep. Alright, we haven't got long. So yeah, so this is how you consciously sleep. This is what this whole course is about. I think I've explained it pretty well, and yeah, so, and what else is there to conscious sleeping? Alright. Conscious sleeping, it's like really important because meditation, conscious sleeping is like the ultimate meditation. It's one of the best meditations there is. So, and the thing is, you don't really need, Sadhguru says you don't need sleep, you need rest. He's been sleeping for 4 hours every night for like 10, 15 years, apparently. So, you don't need sleep, you need rest, you just need to rest the body. So, once you're enlightened and you're fully rested, you'll be able to have way more hours in the day. And you'll be excited because you're conscious, you're joyful, because you're enlightened. Or you're just like really fucking present. So present that you're just happy all the time. Virtually, joyful, peaceful, loving, the trifecta, the three that come with enlightenment. Yeah, so if you get this down, 1/3 of your life is sleeping, right? So, yeah, 1/3 of your life. So it's pretty fucking important. So you get that down, and then you'll start to like integrate. You'll have like a smooth transition with like sleeping. You'll find. I read this quote years ago back at school. It was a page of facts, and one of the facts was it takes the average person 7 minutes to get to sleep. So for me, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get to sleep. 10 minutes on a bad night. So my sleeping practice is pretty good. Let's go this way. Yeah, sure. Yeah, alright, I want to make this a half an hour thing, so we've got another 7 minutes, so let's try and fill in that with real juicy insights. So, conscious sleeping, very, very important. Now you know how to do it. It's going to take time, but you got this. I believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you because I know you can do it, because I can do it. And I used to sleep like really bad. But just know that like one of the best things, actually, I can't believe I forgot about this. One of the best things you can do for your sleep is sleep around positive people, literally in the same room or in the room across from you. This is huge, guys. So I went to sleep. There used to be this guy who would watch TV while I went to sleep. He had a really bad energy, and I would have dreams about like ants biting me and all this like painful shit. Yeah, and then I would wake up and feel like absolute shit. Like I would have to meditate like crazy to get myself back. It took me like a whole day to bounce back from this shit. Excuse my language, guys. Yeah, literally like who you hang around is super important. I was in this bed in hospital, and there was this guy who I was like vibing with like crazy, and he had like such a good energy. And I remember like waking up and like feeling amazing like halfway through the night, and then going back to sleep, waking up feeling amazing. So because the energy is everything, guys. As Nikola Tesla says, think of everything in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Because yeah, it's literally everything. They say the most important decision you'll ever make is the person you marry. That's just, you don't have to marry them. Like I don't know how I feel about getting married. I don't want kids, but I don't know how I feel about getting married. But basically what it means is the person, your partner, who you spend time with. because if you're probably going to be in the same bed, so that's going to affect you massively. So this is the importance of finding someone who's compatible with you. So if you want to sleep well, find a good partner, make your days productive, so you go to sleep going, you know, a day well spent, as Leonardo da Vinci says, a day well spent brings happy sleep, a life well spent brings happy death. So basically, yeah. So, yeah. Alright, we got 5 minutes to go. Let's go. Let's fill this up. There really is an infinite amount of things to talk about, guys. When you start to meditate, you can literally like talk forever about almost anything. Even if you don't know anything about the topic, you know the foundations of reality, which kind of perspire into everything. So if people like talking about physics, I can talk about physics, but that's because I know a little bit about it. But also you can just say, look, I may not know anything about physics, but I can tell you something about the physical world. And you know, it works by these certain laws, you know, and you go into it kind of like, you don't have to answer it directly, but from that place you can say anything. So yeah, meditation is the shit, guys. It literally will change your life. And I want to do another video on hypnosis, because there's this guy, Marcel. I can't remember his last name. I think Marcel is his first name. And he's apparently, according to him, he's the greatest like mindset coach on the earth, and he's a hypnotist. And he basically claims that hypnosis is the shit and it solves everything. Yeah, it reprograms your mind. Meditation is about watching the mind, and enlightenment is about basically just no mind. So I guess they could go together. Okay, this is kind of like out of I've kind of taken a detour. A short story arc. Alright, so conscious sleeping. Let's just get back. Let's just add massive A. Conscious sleeping. I don't know what else to say. Even though I'm claiming that I can say, like, talk forever. It's weird. You can, but I'm not saying I'm, like, there fully. Like, it's just, you get to a point where this is where it all leads. So, the sooner you do this, the better, because everything starts instantly, guys. If you start to set the intention, this is the thing. You gotta want it. Like, you gotta set the intention, and then just like take the action, and then let it build. And then I can't tell you when you're gonna be sleeping good, but it won't. Life is short, so it goes quick. It goes like that. So, alright guys, I think I might leave it at that. Thanks for watching this video, this course on conscious sleeping. I hope you got value, and I hope you start sleeping better. So have a good one, guys. Look after yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.